You look out your window and 3/4 of what you think ought to be there is no longer there.
There are more animals on the list of endangered species than ever before.
That 1 million animal and plant species face extinction.
Planet Earth has experienced a catastrophic loss of 73% of its wildlife population.
Because it's happening so quickly.
Much faster than we've ever seen before.
Today, we are the asteroid that's causing many, many species to go extinct.
1 million species could go extinct by the year 2100.
That's what mass extinction looks like.
Every day, the list grows longer. Species once thriving in our natural ecosystems now live on the brink of disappearance, and human activities are largely to blame.
I don't think it's been a positive effects that we're seeing. I think we're seeing a lot of habitat loss, pollution in the air or in the ocean and waters. We're also seeing a lot of diseases get spread that might not have been spread before.
You see a trend of how fast the human population is growing and how fast the animal population is declining. We can do something, but it's going to take a lot of time because the damage humans do is so much quicker. There's a lot of species that are becoming endangered like a lot quicker.
Habitat destruction is one of the primary threats facing our wildlife.
A lot of people are starting to move here, and you see a lot of animals being pushed out. Borneo, there's a lot of habitat destruction there. A lot of orangutans are getting displaced and they're becoming a quick endangered species. So it's a lot of little things that add up. Even lights, which is crazy, they give off gas, and that gas affects how animals sleep and how their circadian cycle is. Even today, ChatGPT, everyone uses it. It uses a lot of energy, a lot of water, a lot of space, a lot of carbon to create the storage to hold all that data.
We are taking away these natural habitats and we're putting houses on it. And not only is that taking away from where animals were already living and changing the environment because now we might have less trees, but it's also affecting the water. We're putting dams up and that's affecting migration of fish and stuff like that. So it's having a lot of effects that are negative in my opinion.
The impact of human expansion is exemplified through western or Pacific pond turtles, the only aquatic turtle species native to the West Coast, which have seen a major population decline in recent years due to human development.
Our western pond turtles. So before, their habitat used to go all the way from Canada down to Baja, California. We haven't seen any in Canada in a while, so now Washington is the northernmost part. We've actually seen a lot of populations disappear because of human interaction, where we are changing where rivers are going for farming and everything like this, because these are the only turtles on the West Coast. One of the times they rerouted a river, it was about 5 million turtles disappeared from that alone. So it looks like later on, maybe this year, next year, they're going to be put on the critically endangered list.
Human-introduced invasive species, in this case bullfrogs, are posing a major threat to wildlife.
Bullfrogs can eat the babies, so as long as there's bullfrogs in their environment, the adults will just keep breeding, but no babies are getting past infancy or juvenile stage. And from there, the parents die of old age, and now all the turtles are gone. This will be an issue that we won't be able to come back from.
The problem with invasive species is that they're super resilient and they're super hardy, and they if they want to stay there, they will. And the problem with native plants is that they're always getting pushed out of where they're supposed to be. Eucalyptus trees are super bad for California because we're really fire heavy. We have fires a lot more often than we're supposed to, and the bark on eucalyptus trees are super rubbery and they peel off, so that's really easy firewood for things to just catch on to, ashes flying through the air, gets on a little piece of eucalyptus, the whole thing goes up.
Pollution also has major effects on both land and ocean ecosystems. Greenhouse gas emissions fuel climate change, disrupting global temperatures and damaging habitats. Entire ecosystems like coral reefs are disappearing, threatening the species that depend on them. Along the Pacific coast, oil spills and plastic pollution have greatly reduced populations of sea otters, sea turtles, and many more. Additionally, 90% of California's kelp forests, critical habitats for thousands of marine species, have been destroyed.
The ocean system itself, the main contributor, I think, is climate change. For instance, like whales, they travel from Alaska, they live in Alaska, but they travel down to Mexico when it's warmer so they can breed. And that's usually like winter and summer. But now, since like everything's kind of shifting, you'll see that shift slowly. And usually this is the time to watch them, but there haven't been any coming up because it's just been too warm for them and their breeding kind of shifts.
Depends on what species we're talking about. Something I work a lot with is frogs. One of the issues is chytrid fungus. What has caused it is still kind of up for debate. Either you have those that say it was, spread by humans, and there's others saying it's climate change, the earth heating up, but we haven't seen a decline like we have in amphibians since the dinosaurs. So this should be something that's extremely alarming to everybody. I kind of lean more towards it's the world warming up. They've looked at frogs or amphibians that they have had in museums that have been preserved for, 20, 30 years, and they also have chytrid fungus, the leading cause of them disappearing. And so it might be one of those things, chytrid fungus was always around, but the frogs were able to fight it. But now that their immunity is getting compromised by rising temperatures or something that has changed is causing it to be a lethal fungus before it wasn't.
Activities like illegal poaching, overhunting, and overfishing continue to devastate animal populations.
For ivory poaching, poachers go after the biggest, the strongest. When they take out those animals are like the prime of their species in that moment. And you'll just see kind of like a bottleneck effect happen. There's a huge population burst, but then at the bottom where you see all like the little young ones, the animals that are supposed to make babies, they can't because there's not enough of them. It kind of creates like a genetic circle. There's no diversity. It's just the same animals in the same cycle. Those animals aren't as strong as an animal like that will meet another random one and they'll create a new genetic line. They take out the predators and then the prey kind of overpopulate. It's all very intricately woven. And for poachers to take out the top predator, it kind of just dismantles the whole thing.
If no action is taken, mass extinction will occur and create many consequences on both the surrounding environment and us.
I'm really confident that our generation is doing something, but if nothing is done, I think by 2070, it's going to be the point of no return. It's something that we should be aware of and something we should definitely be kind of scared of, honestly. We need to be aware before it's too late.
I think it would look drastically different with invasive species and stuff like that. There are some that, thrive in the environments that we're setting up. So I think we would have very limited animals left. And most of the populations would either have to be in zoos, aquariums, or private industries.
While irreversible damage has been done, all is not lost. There is still time to protect the natural world around us and the beautiful plants and animals which call it home. But we need to act fast.
It's kind of hard because it just seems like it might be a little too much, too late. But I think where we should take a better stance is looking in our own backyards. I think planting native plants, trying to get rid of a lot of this invasive stuff, or just, having normal yards instead of grass where it's going to give our local species the best chances to thrive.
You just do less. Reusing things when you can is really good too. Walking is really good if you can. Biking is good if you can. To be mindful and to be more aware of what you already have and where you can get it. It's all little things that we can do, like individuals do at the micro level, because it does add up.
I think mainly we need to start focusing in our own backyards, and then hopefully by doing that, we could do a more global stance.
In the midst of this crisis, only one thing is certain. The future of these species, of our own future generations, depends on the choices we make today. The question remains, will we act in time?